Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoilercast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, it is Sunday, November 10th, and we are back with some more reviews of Agatha and Penguin. So, before we get started, tomorrow obviously is Veterans Day, so we want to wish all the veterans happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service, any and everybody that is in right now. We appreciate y'all very, very much. Sacrifices you make with your families and stuff like that to better our lives. So thank you. All right, let's get started. Like I said, Agatha Penguin. We've been starting with Agatha, so let's go ahead. Episode 6 for Agatha All Along, Familiar by Thy Side. This is, I'm not even going to spoil it with the stupid synopsis or whatever. Let's just go ahead. Jeremy, what is your, if I say it, like it's going to spoil everything. So Jeremy, what is your whelming of this here episode?
This one I will say I'm pleasantly whelmed. We'll just say firmly in there.
You're not even sure of that.
Yeah.
You're not even sure of your whelming here at this point.
Yeah, that was like not convincing at all.
I'm gonna force myself to be pleasantly whelmed with this.
Yeah. No, I'll just say pleasantly to whelmed, like, or whelmed to pleasantly, whatever way you want to call that. I enjoyed getting, obviously understanding who he was or is. I guess is. Well, it was too.
This just fucked your head all up.
But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and it was a good episode. So, but it wasn't anything like woo crazy kind of thing for me. It was just nice to learn a little bit more of his story and who he is.
Richard, what is your whelming of this?
So I have been really like down on this series for like the majority of the episodes, maybe. And I gotta say, I'm pleasantly whelmed with this episode, and it's mostly just because we finally got the fucking answer, and we can now move on with our lives. That it's Billy fucking Kaplan, like it's Billy Maximoff. Like I'm just been so like, oh my god, can we please just get to that reveal? Why are we milking this for everything it's worth? So yeah, I'm pleasantly whelmed.
Was it worth the wait?
No, it was not worth the wait. It was not. I like seeing like pre-WandaVision sort of stuff here and there, and then anyway, there's one moment in the episode that I was like, "You sons of bitches!"
Right. I'm gonna say I'm underwhelmed by this. I really am, and it's for all the same reasons that you're like whelmed or overly whelmed with it. Like,
no, I was definitely not over. Like, let's not get that construed. I was not overly whelmed.
Yeah, I just this wait for this monumental episode to show, like we ended on such a good, like how I trashed Penguin. I get, and I say trash, like use that term loosely, but with the whole, we get to this really like pivotal point in the story, and then all of a sudden, okay, let's throw in origins, and it's like, oh, well, fucking, let's just take me out of it. Why don't you? And same thing here, same exact thing here, and like it's for something that me and Richard knew like well before all this. And we're trying so hard to keep Jeremy away from, and so he would be surprised. And then what does he do? He ruins it for himself. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm totally underwhelmed by this. I don't care. I just don't care. Like, it was okay, great.
Yeah,
that could have been a lot shorter of an episode. So yeah, I just don't care. So the cat's out of the bag. That teen is actually Billy Maximoff. But before before Billy Maximoff's spirit, soul, what have you, has moved into this body of teen, because it's not his body. It was, prior to that, a boy named William Kaplan. And he was just enjoying life, having his bar mitzvah, and doing all the things until, Wanda fucks things up again. Roundabout way. Roundabout way. And Billy sees a opportunity and jumps on in there. So, Jeremy, you skipped ahead, you dirty bastard. But were you surprised to hear about this being Billy
In bird
Maximoff?
culture, this is considered a dick move.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting anything. I was just like, I'm waiting to find out who this is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I do. Yeah, the last episode, whenever they went to his whatever get up stuff, whatever,
The tiara.
his head. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. That was more of the kind of realization that he's at least one of the twins. He's one of her children, and I wasn't 100% obviously who it was. But in this one, I thought they did a good job of so with that last episode, we figure out that it's one of Wanda's kids. And so, but this one, they just kind of jump into his story a little bit. And I didn't know necessarily that it was a different person, and that he came into this different body and all that kind of stuff. So like that, I thought they did a pretty neat little job with, as far as him finding that corpse or whatever to latch on to, like what Agatha was saying. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's how he is, but isn't this previous person kind of thing. So it's William Kaplan, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you mentioned something else about what Agatha was saying. One of the things she said was it was a big no-no to take over, I'm assuming, a dead person's body. Do we think that's going to have any kind of ramifications in the future? Was that being mentioned?
I thought she just said more power to you for just finding a soul or a body to latch onto or whatever. But I guess it was a bad thing to take over that, or.
If I remember right, she said something about it being frowned upon or something like that, or it's it was not kosher in witch culture to do that. So I don't know.
Because he's Jewish. I just thought that was
right.
I thought that was a good pun.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think it should be frowned upon, considering something else that may be revealed in the show later on. So I feel like maybe that should be, but it's just a way. It's a thing that happened in the comics, so it's just a way for them to bring him back so he can be part of the Young Avengers.
Right.
I'm fine with the episode. The things I had issues with is why the fuck was all the people of the Coven in this episode? He just so happened to run into all the people that would eventually be in the Coven throughout this episode, and then he also had the Witches Road record in his room, listening to it the moment he discovered Agatha. I don't know. All of it was just very weirdly coincidental, unless that gets explained later on. Yeah, I didn't think it was great writing, in my opinion, but
yeah,
I'm just happy that we finally got the origin so we can just move on with our lives. I think that's really just the point. I'm excited for the character, and once again, the series is finished, and I've seen all sorts of images of his super suit, if you will. It looks cool, and I'm excited to see that character do stuff. But this series has been a total miss for me. I think you were underwhelmed. I think it would have been way more palatable if this was, I keep saying this every fucking episode we do, but if this was just a movie, it would have been way better.
Yeah, and I could see that, honestly. The more we get into it, I was kind of waiting till like we actually got to the end for me to be able to be like, would it have been a better movie or not?
Yeah.
Because I feel like some of the trials would have been cut shorter, which, as we get further and further into it, like probably wouldn't have been a bad thing. So, because like I was totally underwhelmed with Agatha's trial, and Alice's was okay. I enjoyed the first one the most so far, but yeah, the wine one,
Yeah, the potion one.
yeah. And you probably could have done without like Sharon then. Like if you done the movie, just knock her out completely. Don't even worry about bringing her in. So even though like her parts were funny, like
Yeah.
I enjoyed them a good bit. So
yeah, her character's really not needed for this series at all, especially the short little like she was in it.
Right. I'm saying like if you're doing a movie, I'm thinking like how would I cut it? How would I chop things out?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
To like make it a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they kind of cleared up. We were dogging the way that Team was being portrayed in the very first episode.
Oh, yes.
And I like that it seems like that was kind of a facade. Like that was, he put that on for Agatha to kind of be this naive whatever, when in actuality, like he's kind of got his shit together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm liking that, the shift there of personality.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't know how to like handle his power yet, like he does know things that, he was kind of putting on for Agatha just to get what he needed to get. So I like this kind of double cross. I like that Agatha's kind of meeting her like her match here, and it is Team.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I do enjoy that. I hadn't thought about that, but now that you mention it, I do. I still think, Jeremy was talking about it's cool that he was able to find a body. I think he could have picked a better looking body. I think the kid still looks goofy to me. But yeah, I question why, like, this was a bad advertisement, I think, for Honda. When they have that crash, the airbags didn't deploy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, none of those airbags deployed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one was pretty bad.
I have no answer for you here. Like I'm not a Honda guy, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because they're usually pretty decent cars, but yeah, that one, I mean, I guess you can get a lemon here or there.
Yeah,
but,
it
wasn't very
like the CEO of Honda was like watching this episode, like, oh gee, thanks guys, appreciate that. Like,
Mopar, bitch. There you go.
Buy one of our cars, and then you get possessed by some dead witch out there.
They did. Well, I mean, Joe didn't live, or William didn't live.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But I was gonna say they all lived, but no, I can't even say that. So
yeah, was there a body that was in this episode?
There was a body.
I know.
We saw it die.
Yeah, just that like reference that like they whenever they're talking about Wanda, and I was like, oh, there's Michael's stick.
Was there a body? I'm just saying. I haven't seen a body yet. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
That'll not be the last time that I mention that on this episode. Just so we're clear.
Did y'all know Billy could read minds? I didn't know that. Like, I knew he was like a magic user, and I know like magic is kind of like nebulous and like what it can do and can't do, but I was just kind of like, I didn't realize he could read minds like that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No, I didn't realize that from WandaVision, like, but it doesn't make me want to go back and watch it. And but like I don't remember him ever being able to read minds. Like I don't remember Billy ever being able to read minds. And then they throw that out there of like, oh yeah, that Billy kid that could read minds. Like we're all supposed to know that. I'm like, who?
Yeah,
who the fuck can read what?
Who?
What?
Yeah, I guess he did. I'm vaguely remembering that he had that ability, but it's been a while since I've seen that series. Like I didn't go back and rewatch it. I do want to rewatch it myself, but anyway, that was one of the things that was bugging me. I was like, I thought he was what? He can read minds too?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what was getting me is like he comes out of it, it says Tommy, and he looks at himself and like I will say, like, even though Joe Locke's not that great looking of a guy, he does resemble the kid that played Billy. Like the nose, like the facial structure of certain things. I could kind of see why they got him. So
I don't think so, but anyway.
Yeah.
The kid's like
Just based
older
it
now.
off the years.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I was talking with my wife when watching that episode, and like, we see him during his bar mitzvah and stuff, and then when he gets taken over by Wanda's kid, he's all like goth emo kind of look, and
yeah.
I was just like, all the stuff that they do accent all of his weird features. Like they give him the like black eyeliner, so it like draws attention to his like weird forehead, and then like they give him those piercings, which draws attention to his big ears and stuff like that. And I'm just like, stop! What are you doing?
When do I should have looked this up before time? When do like kids in the Jewish religion get a bar mitzvah? Is it a set age?
Yes, it is.
I thought it was 13.
Yeah, I thought it was 13 as well. All right.
Okay.
Continue talking and I'll look that up.
Well, the reason I asked is because like there was a time lapse of 3 years. So because between, he had the bar mitzvah, he came home from the hospital, and then they were like 3 years later. And then they see him pulling up with his boyfriend, and that's when they were talking and all that other jazz.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I find I guess the time lapse does match with what was going on with Agatha as well, because I kind of forget about that there was a time lapse there. So
yeah. It was it's when you're 13.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
There was a weird there's a poster in his room that is essentially the Goonies ripoff, but it's just it is not called the Goonies. It just is the Goofballs.
Nice.
And I thought that was weird because I'm like, doesn't Disney own the Goonies now? Like, why can't they just show a Goonies poster?
Do they own the Goonies? No.
I think they do.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
They own like everything.
Anyway, I just thought it was weird.
That's interesting. I don't know who it would have been beforehand. I guess I thought Warner Brothers. But do you think it's a reference to like Spaceballs?
That's what I was
Like it's
wondering.
Well, the
Goonies?
poster is a 1-to-1 like recreation of the Goonies poster with like the pirate ship and the kids and everything.
Right.
But it says the Goofballs instead. I don't know. It was just weird to me.
It's maybe like a mixture of the two.
Maybe.
Because like they couldn't like there would be no reason for them to do Spaceballs because they could do Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But maybe they don't have the Goonies, and so they wanted to do something different.
I guess.
And so they did the Goofballs.
It's so weird.
That's funny. Another one that they surprised us with. I don't know. Were y'all surprised by this? But they doubled down on Ralph Bohner.
Yeah, they bonered us again. Like they Ralph Bohner'd us again. That's literally my note. I was like, those sons of bitches Ralph Bohner'd us again. When they were talking about like, hey, I met someone online or whatever that was in the bubble. We were talking, like my wife and I were talking, and we were like, who could it be? Could it be this or this? And I think she said something like, well, they said it was a he or whatever. And then, like, literally seconds before the reveal, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be fucking Ralph Bohner. And he turns around, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I had that spoiled for me. So I knew it was coming, but I did not know about the t-shirt that Agatha was wearing, though. And I did not know that
that shit was so funny. I wrote a note down to that. Yeah, like Bohner family reunion, pitch a tent.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't realize Agatha had taken over his home, so I feel like bad for the guy.
Yeah, for real.
She brought the market value down as well.
I mean, when you have an ancient witch living in your house, that is absolutely going to bring the market value down.
putting ruins in your basement.
Yeah. Opening up portals to other dimensions.
Right. Oh, that's funny.
When he's like spraying like whatever that thing around him, and he's like, "This is a witch repellent." And he like sprays. I wrote a joke down of, "I got it from Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean Pepper Potts." Since she has that weird pseudo like goop crap that she does that she sells.
Nice.
But yeah. His screen name was Bohnerific 69.
Triple down on it.
Yeah, really.
Like,
Got that D cubed there.
yes, exactly. I just anyway, I was like, man, what a waste of Evan Peters.
Yeah, that man will never be Quicksilver again.
No.
Like, I don't like, even for Secret Wars, I don't know that I see him being Quicksilver in Secret Wars, which is a damn shame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got for this, man.
Cool. Jeremy, you got anything?
No, I think that's all I had for this one.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and let's move over then to Penguin, episode 5, Homecoming. This has got so much stuff that went down in it. Like, it was crazy. Jeremy, what is your whelming of this episode?
I am pleasantly to overly whelmed. Like I there was, like you said, a lot that happened in this one. I loved seeing Penguin kind of getting the what you think is the best of him here or there, and then just still kind of collapsing on him some, and having to try and pivot with that. And so it's cool seeing him like his on the go kind of trying to problem solve or whatever really working in this one. And so yeah, I was enjoying this one a lot.
Cool. Richard, what is your whelming of this?
I'm going to say that I think I was just pleasantly whelmed with this episode. Nothing wrong with it. I still am, riding the hype train from all of these episodes, but I don't know. There were certain things that I was like, oh man, we got to wait yet another like episode to have like some certain thing resolved. But regardless, it's still a fantastic show.
Yeah.
I'm super interested now to hear what's going on.
I mean,
with
it's
what
not,
you're saying.
it's not that big of a deal.
I'm going to read the synopsis that I got from the app that I use to watch the Penguin. Oz makes a desperate move to turn the tables. Meanwhile, Sophia strives to build a new legacy for herself. I feel like that really does sum it up, the episode. My whelming for it is I'm with Jeremy. I am pleasantly to overly whelmed with this episode. I feel like it kind of jutted us right back into it from the two origin stories with Sophia and Vic, and I felt like it did a really good job at jutting us because of so much that happened in like what feels like such a short time. Like, even though this episode was par with all the others as far as length, like it still just it felt short to me because I was like, just everything was like pow, 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 pow. And I was like, holy shit. There's a lot of things that happened that I really enjoyed. A lot of things that came up that I didn't see happening. Like, I just thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
one of the things that I love so much about this episode that I felt was different from the other ones is I love seeing Penguin go on the offense of this, where like he actually goes at like he knows he's in a spot, it seems like, where he's got, Falcone's on one side, Maroney's on this side. Everything's coming out in the open about like how he's been wheeling and dealing. And he's like, fuck it, let's steal a Maroney kid. And by kid, I mean like a grown ass man.
Yeah.
And but I was like, wow, like I did not see that coming. I didn't see him going on the offense because like I feel like this is the first time we've seen that. Most of the time, he like pins somebody up to essentially do his bidding for him.
Yeah.
But this time it was like, no, he didn't have any other options. It was he had to strike while the iron was hot, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird seeing Vic like go like he's in now. Like he truly, like I wrote down,
Mm-hmm.
Vic truly is in it now. Like he's really in the thick of it now. Especially what you were mentioning, them capturing Taj Maroney. Like he just starts punching him and stuff like that, which I also have to mention. Oz is absolutely right. That kid is a stupid motherfucker to just be posting shit like that on TikTok. Like, I was just like, what are you're in a gang war and you're gonna be posting shit like that on TikTok? Like, you're a fucking idiot. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jeremy. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, you were guys just agreeing with you. Like it was just that with Vic being in it, and I like too seeing how much you can see how much Oz is trusting Vic too with his mom and everything like that. I was like, that's a heavy burden to bear. Like trying to make sure to keep her safe, and it's gonna be interesting to see how safe she is. Like because whenever he was whenever Vic was taking Oz's mom to that apartment and everything, and of course that guy, what's his name, saw him. I'm like,
Squid.
oh geez, yeah.
What a stupid name, Squid.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Biff from Back to the Future.
He does. Yeah, I can see that actually. Hey, McFly!
Like the name and everything. Yeah.
McFly!
Yeah.
He's like knocking on Vic's head.
I made that note as well, Jeremy, about the trust now. Like Vic is Penguin's right hand man. Like he would be the VD of Penguin's, crime family, it seems like now.
Hopefully it's not going to go the same way as VD.
Yeah. Very true.
No, VD. No, I'm talking about when Luca was in charge, not this. And I mean, there's no more Falcone family anyways.
Yeah.
So
which that was so I actually really like too, like, and it just kind of hit me is like how Sophia and Oz are kind of in the same mindset of like actually giving the lower rank guys a voice, making sure that they know that they're part of it and that they know their names and all this kind of stuff. Like both of them, Sophia and Oz, made a big deal about that whenever they were getting everything ready.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
Giving them like the respect that they deserve.
Yeah.
But they've both, like, even though Sophia Falcone was like family, like she was a Falcone, and like she was going to sit there and get the throne once Carmine was out of the picture. It took one thing being said, and she was at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
She was the one that was at Arkham. She was the one that was pretty much extradited out of the family. So like she's had to climb her way up just as much almost as Penguin's had to here lately.
Yeah, but it's due to Penguin ratting her out because she did not respect him.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did not. She that one time she snapped at him and treated him, you're a fucking driver. You drive. And then that's what made him rat her out. So that's a nice little, like, it's metaphorical. Nice little storytelling element there.
Right. I noticed all the, like, I like the details that they've gone to, the storytellers have gone to in each character, because certain things could be so just don't worry about it. We don't need to add that. But Oz's mom being like having Alzheimer's seems like
dementia, something like that. Yeah.
Either one. Mm-hmm. They're closely related. But to have Post-it notes everywhere, you know what I mean? It was like I noticed that. Like having dealt with stuff like that in my life, I noticed that, and I was like, oh shit! Like y'all went in on this one down.
Yeah.
So I like seeing that touch. And then like when Vic got to the door and she was, talking to him and excited to see, what she thought was her son, or at least one of her sons. And Vic telling her like, no, I'm Vic. I'm here to help. And like the attitude changing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Of like, I know who you are. And being on the defense of that, like I've dealt with, like I've seen that, I've dealt with that too, and it's like, oh, that's exactly what happens. Like that's legit. So,
That's what I was gonna say. Is you're not supposed to do that because it could make them angry or violent or something like that. And yeah, so he corrects her, and then she gets kind of like angry with him. So yeah,
Right.
it's definitely a nice touch.
yeah. So one of the big things that happened this episode is we get Penguin does a sit down with Sal Maroni and his wife, and to sit there and say, "Hey, look, y'all got my mushrooms. I've got y'all's kid. I want to do a trade." And they set the trade up. Penguin goes to leave. He sits there and says, "Red shirt," hands a guard some money. And when I heard red shirt, I knew, like, of course you know something, but like listening to one in particular freaking Ice Cube song, it should have clicked with me, and it did not. And I feel stupid for it. It freaking makes me so mad now. But did y'all see the assassination attempt coming in with the guard?
No, I didn't. I mean, obviously waiting to see what the red shirt meant and everything, and then yeah, seeing that that attempt, and I was like, oh crap.
I don't listen to gangster rap, so no, I didn't know what a red shirt meant. But I knew once he paid off the guard, I knew they were gonna kill him somehow. But yeah, now it makes total sense. If you're shivving someone, all the blood turns your shirt red. Like that totally that tracks. But yeah, no, I've seen enough like crime drama shows and stuff to know like when he paid off that guard, I'm like, okay, Sal's gonna be dead. Of course, he wasn't.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to mention that. I wanted to mention this real quick. Sal Maroni is played by Clancy Brown, and he is the voice of Lex Luthor from the old Superman the Animated TV series and Justice League Unlimited and all that like DC animation like era of cartoons.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. He's got the voice for it for sure. Obviously. No, I obviously I did not see it coming. I heard red shirt and I was thinking, oh man, are they gonna put him in a red shirt so that he gets shot? Like how? Like what? And then it happened. Dude walks in, says this is from Penguin, starts to shiv him, and like hit him in the stomach. And I'm like, that's the worst shivving job ever. What the fuck are you doing? Get out of here with that. Like, and then they cut away, and I'm like, there's no fucking body. There's no fucking body. He's not dead. He's not.
Yeah. Yeah, this was the part that I was just kind of like, can we be done with the Maronis? I really just want to see Penguin and Sophia duke it out. I don't.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm just kind of like, can we be done with them? I don't really care about them. Let's just have them be killed off already.
Oh, I like the Maronis. Like, and I like how they're not. I watched the end of it was either the first or second episode. HBO Max does this behind the scenes kind of thing that's extra that they kind of show you and like
at the end of
tell you some. And is it a Persian game? What is it? It's a Persian mob family. I can't remember, but like Maroni's wife is not Italian.
Oh yeah. She is Persian, I think.
Is it Persian? Okay, and so like they've incorporated that, like that the Persian mob, it's the Maroni and the Persian mob, and they're like mixed together. And so I like that aspect of how it's not a pure like Italian mob, like they've kind of joined forces, joined families kind of thing. And I find that really interesting, really cool. It means nothing now because, the wife is now dead along with the son. But I'm just saying, while it was here, I liked it.
When he gets out of that van and he's soaking, I immediately was like, if that's gasoline, they would smell it for like miles away. Because like that is a shitload of gasoline. If you get just like a cap full, like a Coke, like a plastic Coke bottle cap full, it's so strong you can smell it. If someone is doused in gasoline, you would be able to, like, I don't understand why his mom didn't immediately pick up on like, why is my son covered in gas?
So she did pick up that because she asked, what did you do to him?
Yeah.
Because he's like, no t-shirt, mouth taped shut,
Yeah.
just dripping, soaking wet, like you dumped cold water on Vidi in a tomb. And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, if that's gasoline, like that's gonna, like, first of all, it's gonna start eating away at stuff anyways.
No.
Like, I'm sure it would start eating away at those, like, because those had to have been some kind of like gym shorts or gym pants, jogger pants or something.
Yeah, probably.
Like any plastic that's on those, it's going to start eating that stuff away.
The duct tape, like the adhesive on the duct tape.
Probably so, yeah. And like his eyes are going to be constantly blinking, and he's going to lose his eye, like,
yeah,
because it's going to burn. I don't think it was gasoline. I think that's like, but I also don't think it was kerosene either. I don't know what it was. I don't know what flammable substance he put on him, but he was dripping. I'm talking about, bruh was wet. Like,
yeah. Looks like he jumped in a pool.
He had that drip. Like, but yeah, like I don't know, when he's walking and he's just soaking wet and that stuff, and I'm like, no, he's on. They're gonna absolutely catch him on fire. Absolutely, that's what's gonna happen. And especially, Penguin takes the glove off and throws it on the ground. I'm like, how much more obvious can we be with this man is getting set on fire?
I know.
Here very soon.
And like, she had been holding him, and then when he gets lit on fire, she just like goes to grab him some more, and then she gets lit on fire. I'm like, what are you like?
Right.
I know it's her son and everything, but I'm like, what are you doing? You're about to get burnt up alive too.
Yeah. Push him over. Like, just roll him around.
She wasn't getting electrocuted, so it's not like she was like just like holding on, like glued to him, basically.
She could have taken her coat off and done that whole like fanning maneuver and maybe put him out or something. I don't know. Anyway, like the point is they need to die so, the story can happen. Yeah. But regardless, I was like, I don't know. There was a lot of like weird plot holes there for me.
Yeah. I didn't think about the fire extinguisher system damaging the shrooms, like freezing them, I guess. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Especially because like I know that's like, I don't know what's in a fire extinguisher exactly.
CO2.
But like, I know it's cold. Is it CO2? I know it removes the oxygen from the area. And that's why.
There's multiple different versions of fire extinguishers. Some of them is like a powder that will, like you said, help remove the oxygen. The other is just CO2 gas, which is what you see a lot of times in movies when they use it and like freezes something over. I don't think a garage fire system would have something like that, but for the movies or for the television show's sake, I'll just suspend my disbelief. Usually it would just be water.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was like a garage, I could definitely see them using, CO2 or something like that.
The reason I say
only because if you do water, like water and oil, if they catch on fire, it just disperses.
I know, but CO2 would displace the oxygen and kill everybody in the garage.
Oh, yeah. That could be bad.
It would suffocate.
They're going to die either way. I mean, like...
Not necessarily. Like, if it was like a car...
If you don't stop the fire.
Like... But yeah, I don't know. I was very confused on what happened there. I guess it was the fire extinguishers that killed it. I thought it was just the cold, like dry. Like I assume Gotham's fucking freezing at night, and then like it was uncovered, and then they had to drive like all night to their new location. So I assumed maybe that's what killed it, because he talked about like needing warmth and darkness to like grow the mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah. No, I figured it was the extinguisher system, that it was cold, and that's because he was like, "I'll get shit out of here," once that was all like coming down on him and stuff.
Right.
So, by the way, that's not how garage doors work. So, a lot of times they'll sit there and drive through fences or whatever, and I'm like, that's not how gates work. That's not how chains on gates work. Like that's not a thing. That's not how garage doors works. You can't just just fucking zero to whatever and just blow through them. Like that's not I don't know. That's not a thing.
It's because it was the fire extinguishers. It froze the
Yeah.
metal.
Okay. So on the flip side, you got Sophia Falcone, who is going to take over the family now because she's killed everybody. She's got Vidi tied up. She's trying to get the unmarked money. And then Vidi gives, this sad sob story about her mom and all that other jazz. And I guess Sophia catches some, heartwarming feelings and decides to bring Vidi in. And it starts a new family. It was the
Gigante. It's what
Gigante. Thank you.
We saw that in The Long Halloween. When she comes in, they call her Sophia Falcone Gigante.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, and they kind of just call her Gigante because in the comic she's like a giant, like hulking of a woman.
Yeah. His face. Didn't she she was in a relationship with, was it a Maroni?
Yeah.
In that?
Yeah, it was the
But were they married?
No, they were
Okay.
They were lovers. They wanted to get married, but they were like, we can't. Our it was like a Romeo Juliet kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Gigante, right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I had to question myself because I get it wrong so many times. Did y'all see Vidi getting shot? Like right there? Just she'd had enough of it and just fuck you, Vidi. Just in front of everybody.
I definitely did not see that happening right at that moment, but I did think he was on borrowed time.
Yeah,
I felt like he was just waiting for the right moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you got a second chance, why would you immediately the first meeting?
I know.
Be like, hold on, wait a minute here. Let's cool our jets a little bit.
Try to undermine her sort of like new authority and
right.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, dude, you didn't learn a damn thing from being locked up.
And you already lost all your pull you had because she had all the unmarked money.
Well, I had beef with her because I didn't know Vidi was her uncle. Maybe I did and forgot. But anyway, when he's talking about like your mother and all this was my sister and everything, I was like, oh shit, he's her uncle. And then when he's talking about like, you killed your family, what kind of sick person does that? I was like, you were threatening to kill her if she didn't go to Sicily. Like,
right?
Like, I was like,
right?
What are you like? Pot call the kettle black much? Like, what are you talking about here? But yeah, also in that scene, real quick, in Dark Victory, when it's revealed that Sophia is in fact the hangman and she gets up out of the wheelchair and stuff like that, she is wearing a trench coat, and it is the exact same trench coat she is wearing in that scene when she's like torturing Vidi in the little, like, I don't know, tomb crypt like thing. Catacombs, yes, whatever it is.
That's cool. I have to go back and watch it because I don't remember her wearing a trench coat. But I definitely have to go back and watch that.
It's very evocative of like an executioner outfit or a hangman outfit. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, yeah, I noticed it. I was like, oh, because I was wondering, I'm like, is she doing what I said she was going to do? Is she going full supervillain now? Or are we getting like her supervillain outfit here? But that was really kind of the only time she wore that.
Oh, I think she's definitely full supervillain.
Oh, she is. Yes. But she doesn't have like an outfit, if you will.
Yeah. Where's my super suit? My comment to Vidi's killing or assassination was literal blood money.
Yeah,
because there was money all over the table, and it was just literally blood money. So yeah, and they didn't mind it. They didn't mind it at all. Which maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I would definitely be like on the top part. Like, okay, y'all can have all this on the bottom. I don't want to clean this at all.
Exactly.
But it may be like the first couple of bills or something like that. You know what I mean? Like maybe you can just kind of toss those away or something.
I can't use these at a deli. I can't go up and like, hey, can I get a whatever, I don't know, like parm on rye, and then you hand them like a blood soaked 20, and it's like, where'd you
right?
What is this? It's like, don't worry about it.
Right? Yeah. Deli. I'd be Chick-fil-A with that thing.
I don't think they have Chick-fil-A in Gotham. I don't think. Can you imagine like the Joker rolls up and gets like, a chicken sandwich, and then someone's like, my pleasure, and then like the Joker shoots them or something? Like, I don't think Chick-fil-A is in Gotham. I'm just saying.
My pleasure.
Can I get a cookie pudding? Can I get that Polynesian sauce, Mr. J?
I gotta get that Polynesian sauce, Morty. I gotta get it. Oh, I think the last note that I have is related to the very end of it, when Penguin and Vic find their new operations center. It's all like pretty much ready to go with fans and lights and generator and everything down there in like the underground railway system of Gotham, or subway system that was Gotham at one point in time. And my note was, does the new base get us closer to Batman?
Yeah, I was wondering that, because he uses some kind of tunnel system, and I was like, is he going to run down? Is he going to run into Batman while he's down there?
That's what I'm wondering.
That would be cool.
Mm.
I would love a surprise appearance of Batman. That would set me over the top with this series.
We just hear the down the tunnel, like the big T-Rex stomping.
I'm fine with that. I wrote a note. I was like, is this a subtle nod to the Danny DeVito Penguin? Because it reminded me of the sewer system that he lived in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because it was all like still damp and everything in there, and I was like, I don't know. This kind of gives a little vibes of that.
Yeah, it did me too.
Yeah.
So I went the opposite way, and I said, on top of, my first was the Batman, but then to be funny, I was like, what about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Because it reminds me of like TMNT 3 when they were in like that whole...
Yeah. They see a giant rat down there. And they're like, oh shit. That generator would not fucking crank. I'm just saying, like, how old is that generator? The city's been flooded. Like, there's no way that gas is still viable to crank that fucking generator. I was just like, come on, guys, come on. At the very least, you could have had just a scene where he's carrying like some gasoline or something. I don't know. Anyway, it bugged me, but other than that, it was a cool ending. I especially love how the episode ends with the light blowing out and it goes to credits.
I could imagine him hating trying to start that generator in that suit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you talking about Colin Farrell?
Yes, I imagine he is cussing up a storm. Like, fuck you for putting this in there.
There was a cool little Easter egg again. You see a billboard of Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. He was the guy that was murdered at the start of The Batman. The very start of the movie. We see Riddler is like spying on a guy, like watching television and stuff, and then he murders him. That is that guy. And then there's a question mark like painted on the billboard. Like the Riddler question mark. So
Oh, cool. I didn't see that.
Nice little Easter egg for that. But yeah. One of the funny things, when the police chief comes to talk with Sophia after the whole like her family was like murdered, like gassed or whatever. He's played by an actor called Con O'Neill. He's in a show that I've seen before called Our Flag Means Death. But anyway, I don't know why. I don't know if he's got like, I hope he doesn't, but like, I don't know if he's got like throat cancer or something, but like while he's talking, it sounds physically painful for him to talk. And I was like, does the police chief have laryngitis? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I was waiting for Sophia to be like, "Speak up!"
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, bruh, you are not threatening anybody with that voice. I'm just letting you know.
Need a lozenge or something there. Just
Yes. The last thing is just it's very interesting to see how concerned Penguin is for the safety of his mom.
Yeah.
what do you mean, like? Very
Well, he's very like it's hard to nail him down. Like he will betray someone at the drop of a hat, but like he is very like like he calls Vic, and Vic's having that stutter, and he's like, "God damn it, Vic, can you just spit it out?" Like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like he's freaking out to make sure his mom's still alive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting to see because again, I love this series because they're making him not just a one note sort of villain. They're making him super complicated, and it's great. But I just find it interesting to see that.
Well, so you've got his relationship with Vic that we've been like, Vic, don't trust him. Don't trust him the whole time. Then you've got his relationship with his quote unquote girlfriend.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and we saw that kind of unfold here in this episode as well. And like he got mad and pissed off and started throwing shit, but he didn't touch her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't throw anything at her. He might have cussed and expressed his anger and disappointment in her loyalty, we'll say. But, didn't do anything like physical to her. And then, his concernment with his mom, like, I don't know. It's I don't know. Are they trying to show a consistency of the things that he does care about with like against like business, or like what do you think they're trying to set up here?
I really don't know. I mean, I just think like for him, he's like an onion. He's just he's got.
Damn it. He's got many layers. He's like a blooming onion.
But yeah,
Nice.
Okay. That's I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I don't think right now I don't know like what the point. I mean, I know what the point. The point is like he's a complicated character, and he's just not. Yes, it's not just black and white for him. There's various shades of gray. I do think Vic is going. I think they're going. I'm calling it, man. I'm telling you, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I will be wrong. But I think they're going to pull the rug out from under us with Vic. I think that's going to end up being a cautionary tale with Penguin of like, you shouldn't trust this guy completely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he definitely has his, like, I get what you're saying. Like business stuff, like that's something you don't cross. Like you respect me, I respect you. We do business, we make money, whatever. We benefit from this transaction and, we go about our day. And don't disrupt the status quo of that. Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's very complicated. And his mom is a very interesting character right now because I don't quite have her nailed down because she's very like, I was supposed to be in a penthouse kind of thing. Like she's very toxic. I'll just say that. Like she wants Penguin to be this super mob boss. So I guess she can be like the mother of this like well-respected mob boss or something. I don't know. It's interesting though.
Oh, she just wants to reap the benefits.
Well, it's more than just that. I think she doesn't just want like the penthouse and like the jewelry and the dresses. I think she wants that notoriety as well.
The respect.
Yeah. Which is where I guess Penguin gets it from. Anyway, I honestly, we could probably spend an hour just like dissecting this character, which I love, honestly. That's why, this is why to me, I'm like, this blows Agatha out of the water because they're not doing anything close to this. And why I keep saying, like, if you're not watching Penguin, please, for the love of God, watch Penguin. Anyway,
it is pretty stellar, pretty solid. There we go, solid. That's what I was going for. Cool. Y'all got anything else?
No, that's it for me, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. Well, Jeremy, Where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. That's Night with a K, and you can find me here. And no, I did not play any.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Oh wait,
Shame.
Yep.
Shame. Shame. You got 6
Goodness.
this time.
In case you didn't know, here's the shame count for you.
Yes, yes. The actual runtime for this for the shame count.
The actual shame count.
Yes, the actual shame count.
Oh, fuck me.
You okay over there, Michael?
I made it through a chapter
Okay.
and a little past. I'm on 14 now.
Yeah. We'll get that. You know what, Jeremy? You get one more. Shame. 7 actual shame.
Actual shame count.
Oh shit. I just finished a mission on an ice planet where I had this really big bad from the Marvel universe that I had to fight and knock out for a previous villain within the game so they could help us go and take on the big bad. And so we got our new get-ups and we're in the Hell's Kitchen right now.
Does that villain rhyme with schling, schlang, schloom?
Close, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a shin schlong shoom. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's Oh man. Richard, where can they find you at?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X. I'm going to see how many different reads I can do of this now.
You can find me on Instagram, eBay, it's shortbox22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 comics. Thank y'all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed as much as we did making it. With all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy. Bye.
It's you and me now, kid. Till the end. Ain't it time we got ourselves some goddamn respect? Huh? Let's fucking go. I like that.